Hello guys. Here we have a Dell laptop that is not turning on at all. Anyway, what happened was the owner changed the screen by himself on this machine, and then after that, this machine never turned on. Anyway, I'm gonna teach you why is that this machine is no longer turning on. It's no longer showing any light whenever you connect the charger, and it's not even charging the battery. Anyway, I will explain everything. Why is that? Okay, so guys, let me tell you something first. Whenever you are changing a laptop screen, you should be very careful. You know why? It's because there is something called a startup chip on every laptop. In most laptops, they use the startup chip. The startup chip is the chip with 128 pins. It's right there. I was pointing at it next to that battery. It's a big chip that does almost everything on the motherboard. That chip is very sensitive. It operates with the 3.3 volts. It also connects direct into a screen. And let me tell you guys, on the screen there is a higher voltage. There is a 19 volts which comes from the motherboard and goes all the way up to the screen through an LVDS cable. And on that cable you have the 3.3 volts, of which those are normal smaller voltage. So that's why whenever you are changing the screen, you should remove the battery, disconnect the battery from the motherboard, and remove the charger from the motherboard. Make sure the battery and the charger are not connected whenever you are changing a laptop screen, because removing the laptop screen while the battery is connected and while the charger is connected, you will end up connecting that 19 volts from the screen with the smaller voltages. That's exactly what happened here. I'm gonna show you guys. Anyway, in this board we have exactly the same situation. What I did was, when I was doing a physical inspection, I noticed that the startup chip was physically bent, and obvious from the beginning I knew exactly what was causing this machine not to be turning on, because they told me that after changing the screen the machine never went on again. As you can see, this is a startup chip, and it's physically bent. You can see the kaboom there. As you can see, it's physically bent. There we go. What do we know? The startup chip is physically bent. Anyway guys, the startup chip number there, it's U23. There we go. I'm showing you right there. It's U23. Now I wanna teach you about the startup chip. I have the schematic for exactly the same motherboard, and then what you do is, on the schematic you type U23, and there we go. We have U23. These are all the parts, these are all the sections for a startup chip. It's U23. Okay, as you can see, the startup chip does so many things. The RTC, it means the real-time clock. That's why you are able to save the settings, and the speaker also connected there. So many things connect: PCH, BIOS, SPI, chip select. Uh, Everything's connected there on the startup chip, even the SATA LED, meaning that the hard drive, when it's working, that LED that you get on your machine is coming from where? From the startup chip. Everything's connected to a startup chip. So when the startup chip is spent, guys, I'm telling you, it's bad, because nothing will work on the motherboard. Even when you connect the charger, that charging light, the charging LED, is comes from where? From the startup chip. Né? So the startup chip does so many things. You should be very careful when you are changing the screen, because you can end up damaging what? The startup chip. And once the startup chip has been damaged, you have to find the exactly the same startup chip from the exactly the same motherboard. As there we go, there L backlight, turn on the backlights, guys. The LVDS backlights, everything is coming from where? From the startup chip. PCH display on, even the display itself is come from the startup chip. The enable signals are coming from the startup chip. Nah? So the startup chip is very. You see, it's been written the LVDS. All those signals from the cable going into a screen, they are coming from the startup chip. These are all the sections for the startup chips. Anyway, I will do another video breaking down what even the battery. See, the battery low, PAT low is the battery. When the machine indicates that the battery is low, that light, that signal is coming from where? It's coming from the startup chip. Almost everything is coming from the startup chip. Even the AC power, okay, from the startup chip. Those signals are coming from the startup chip. Resume reset from the startup chip. Source power, AC, okay, from the startup chip. DNP switch on from the startup chip. Battery low from the startup chip. AC is present, meaning the charger is present. The signal is goes where? Into a startup chip, guys. Almost everything is coming from the startup chip. Hope you can see. Hope you can see. The startup chip is very important. But we will break down this into smaller sections. For now, you have a clue of what is a startup chip, what a startup chip does. Guys, it's easy, man. It's easy. Even the Wi-Fi, WLAN, the card reader, all those signals going straight, coming out from the startup chip and going back into a startup chip. Anyway, I'm gonna teach you how to read the schematic. You will know how to use the schematic. For now, you have all the clue about the laptop. I've given you some tips, some advice. Please, next time, make sure you disconnect everything when you are changing what? When you are changing the screen. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna see you next time. My time is up. I'll see you next time. Bye bye. And this is the startup chip. Observe this chip. It's called the startup chip. But anyway, this board was already a mess, so there was no need for me to continue replacing what? The startup chip on this board. Anyway, guys, bye bye.